Hi, welcome to our channel, Programming of Mind, where we accelerate your knowledge with concise, from high-value book summaries. Let's begin. The importance of self-reflection. Knowing yourself to find true happiness. Happiness begins with understanding oneself. It is through self-reflection that we gain clarity about our values, desires, and emotional needs. By becoming more aware of who we are and what truly matters to us, we can make better choices, set healthier boundaries, and pursue a path that leads to fulfillment. In this section, we explore the critical role of self-awareness, self-acceptance, and the practice of self-reflection in the journey toward lasting happiness. Understanding who we are allows us to align our actions with our values and live a life of purpose and meaning. The power of self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth and happiness. It involves taking a step back and observing our thoughts, behaviors, and emotions without judgment. When we are self-aware, we are able to understand our motivations, identify our strengths and weaknesses, and make decisions that align with our values. Self-awareness allows us to break free from automatic patterns of behavior, enabling us to choose how we respond to life's challenges. Consider the story of Daniel, a man who felt perpetually dissatisfied with his career. He had climbed the corporate ladder, but he often felt unfulfilled and disconnected. After spending years wondering why he felt this way, Daniel decided to undergo a period of self-reflection. He spent time journaling, meditating, and speaking with a therapist to better understand his true desires. Over time, Daniel realized that his dissatisfaction stemmed not from his career itself, but from a lack of alignment between his work and his personal values. Once he recognized this, Daniel decided to make a change. He left his high-paying job to pursue a career in environmental advocacy, a field that aligned with his passion for sustainability. By becoming more self-aware, Daniel was able to make a life-changing decision that brought him a greater sense of fulfillment. His story highlights how self-awareness is crucial for finding happiness. It allows us to better understand ourselves and pursue what truly matters. Self-acceptance and embracing imperfections. Self-acceptance is the process of embracing who we are, flaws and all. It involves acknowledging our imperfections and learning to love ourselves without conditions. Many people struggle with self-acceptance because they believe that happiness comes from perfection, being flawless in appearance, achievements, or behavior. However, true happiness arises from accepting ourselves as we are, without needing to conform to unrealistic ideals or external standards. Take the example of Emily, who had always struggled with body image issues. She would constantly compare herself to others, believing that happiness would come if she could look a certain way. Despite dieting, exercising, and trying to fit into society's standards of beauty, Emily never felt good enough. It wasn't until she began practicing self-acceptance that she experienced a shift in her mindset. She realized that happiness wasn't about changing herself to meet external expectations. It was about accepting and loving her body as it was. Emily's journey towards self-acceptance didn't happen overnight. It took time, effort, and a change in perspective. She began to focus on the things she appreciated about herself: her kindness, intelligence, and resilience. Slowly, she stopped comparing herself to others and started embracing her unique qualities. Through this process, Emily discovered that happiness came from within, not from meeting external standards, but from accepting herself completely. Emily's story underscores the importance of self-acceptance. When we learn to embrace our imperfections, we can let go of the need for validation from others and experience a deeper sense of peace and happiness. The role of self-reflection in making better choices. Self-reflection allows us to make better choices in our lives. By reflecting on past experiences, decisions, and patterns of behavior, we can learn valuable lessons that guide our future actions. Self-reflection provides clarity about what works for us and what doesn't, helping us identify areas for improvement and make decisions that align with our values and goals. For example, Consider the story of Mark, a young man who found himself repeatedly making poor decisions in his personal life. He had a habit of rushing into relationships without fully considering his compatibility with his partners. After a series of failed relationships, Mark decided to spend some time reflecting on his choices. He asked himself tough questions. Why did I rush into these relationships? What was I hoping to gain? What were my fears and insecurities driving me? Through this process, Mark gained insight into his own behavior. He realized that he often sought validation from others because he didn't feel secure in his own self-worth. This realization allowed Mark to make more mindful decisions in future relationships. He learned to take his time, communicate openly, and only pursue connections that truly aligned with his values. Mark's experience illustrates the power of self-reflection in making better choices. When we take the time to reflect on our actions, we become more conscious of our patterns and can make more informed, intentional decisions that lead to greater happiness. Mindfulness in the present moment. One of the most powerful tools for self-reflection is mindfulness, the practice of staying present in the moment without judgment. Mindfulness allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. This practice helps us break free from the constant stream of thoughts and distractions that prevent us from truly understanding ourselves. Consider the story of Sarah, a woman who constantly found herself overwhelmed by stress and anxiety. She would often ruminate on past mistakes or worry about future events, leaving her feeling trapped in her thoughts. After reading about mindfulness, Sarah decided to give it a try. She began practicing mindfulness meditation, focusing on her breath and observing her thoughts as they arose, without judgment. Over time, Sarah began to notice a shift in her ability to manage stress. She became more aware of her thoughts and emotions and was able to detach from them instead of getting lost in them. Mindfulness allowed Sarah to live more fully in the present moment, reducing her anxiety and increasing her sense of peace. Through mindfulness, Sarah gained a deeper understanding of herself and her emotional patterns, which helped her make better decisions and improve her overall happiness. Sarah's experience highlights the importance of mindfulness in self-reflection. By staying present and observing our thoughts without judgment, we can gain greater insight into our true selves and make decisions that align with our authentic desires. The value of journaling in self-reflection. Journaling is another powerful tool for self-reflection. Writing down our thoughts, feelings, and experiences can help us process emotions, track our growth, and gain clarity about our goals. Journaling allows us to explore our inner world and uncover patterns that we may not have noticed otherwise. Take the example of Lisa, who had always struggled with self-doubt. She found herself questioning her abilities and second-guessing her decisions. One day, Lisa decided to start journaling as a way to gain clarity. She wrote about her fears, her dreams, and the things she appreciated about herself. Over time, she began to see patterns emerge in her writing. She realized that much of her self-doubt stemmed from comparing herself to others, and that her feelings of insecurity were often based on unrealistic standards. Journaling helped Lisa identify areas where she could improve and areas where she was already thriving. It became a tool for self-empowerment, allowing her to focus on her strengths and build her self-confidence. Lisa's story demonstrates how journaling can help us reflect on our experiences and gain valuable insights that lead to greater happiness. The role of self-reflection in building resilience. Self-reflection also plays a crucial role in building resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity. When we reflect on past challenges and how we overcame them, we gain confidence in our ability to handle future difficulties. Self-reflection allows us to see setbacks as opportunities for growth and gives us the strength to keep going even when things get tough. Consider the story of Jack, a man who had faced multiple setbacks in his career. He had been laid off from several jobs and was constantly worried about his financial security. However, Jack refused to give up. He took time to reflect on each setback, asking himself what he had learned and how he could improve. Through this process, Jack developed greater resilience. He learned that setbacks were not failures, but stepping stones to success. Jack's experience shows that self-reflection helps us build resilience. When we reflect on our challenges, we become more confident in our ability to face future obstacles. Self-reflection empowers us to embrace adversity as an opportunity to learn, grow, and become stronger. Conclusion: self-reflection as a tool for personal growth and happiness. Self-reflection is a powerful tool for personal growth and happiness. By becoming more self-aware, practicing self-acceptance, and using mindfulness and journaling to explore our inner world, we can gain deeper insight into ourselves. Self-reflection allows us to make better choices, build resilience, and align our actions with our values and desires. Ultimately, it is through self-reflection that we can find true happiness, a happiness that comes from knowing ourselves deeply and living authentically. Thank you for listening, and please like the video and subscribe for more great upcoming content that will put you in top 1% people in the world.